out. Who said Papa no go enter position? Kick them out. Who they disturb your life? Kick them out. Your first insurance of success, kick them out. Give them kung fu. Let's go. Are you ready? Okay. Are you ready for this case? Let's go. I want to go to you. Let's go. Give them kung fu.
I like it. Your feet watching this.
You get to pray with God like you. Let's go kung fu. Give them kung fu. I say kung fu. If your friends is jealous of success, give them kung fu. I love you too. You don't like me, I hate you too. You love me, I love you too. Rock me love, I love you too. Now who be you? We won't be fool. Give the food to Mr. This. In the jealous of success, when you tell me, for what reason? Kung fu. Give them kung fu. I said kung fu. I'm gonna love the jealous of success. Let's go kung fu. Give them kung fu. Oh yeah, kung fu. You get different way I don't like you. Give them kung fu. Kung fu. Producer, Osha Boom, Osha Manchester, Osha London. Listen, Osha DJ, Osha Blind. Kung fu. Kung fu. Let's go. Thank you very, very, very much. Really, thank you.
AAC?
Take it back!
AAC?
Take it back!
Take it back!
Action!
Did you see the action there?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That is what I'm talking about. We are taking it back by force. 2019 is a year with a difference. We're not going to see the analog people anymore. We're going to see the digital age taking Nigeria by force. Something different. AAC?
Take it back!
AAC?
Take it back!
Take it back?
Action!
Yes. Okay, you guys are getting warmed up. Ladies and gentlemen, please, 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 I have given you all pieces of paper and pens. Please, you haven't got paper? Okay, if you haven't got paper, please can you put your hand up so they can get some to you. If you haven't got any paper or a pen, please put your hands up so they can get it to you. Please can you get some people over here some pens and paper? And if you've already got your question, can you just hold it up, please, and they'll collect them for you, please. If you've already written out your question, please hold them up, and they'll be collected for you. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, have you got these questions? I'm sure you've got more questions than this. They're burning questions that you've had. This is your opportunity now to get these burning questions answered by the man himself who will be in the office of the President of Nigeria in 2019. AAC?
Take it back!
AAC?
Take it back!
Take it back?
Action!
Okay, so get these papers up in the air, please. And if you haven't got one, please signify and we'll give one to you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you all, please, while we're getting that done, okay, ladies and gentlemen, please, I would love you all to please stand up as we welcome the man himself, the man who is going to break down all the barriers that we've experienced in the last 58 years, the man who's going to make a difference in Nigerian politics, the man who's going to make Nigeria be seen in a different light than we've always been seen around the world, a man who's going to give Nigeria back the respect that they deserve. A man who's going to change our lives and all the lives of the people in Nigeria. I'd love you all to please give a warm AAC welcome to the future presidential candidate for 2019, Mr. Omoyele Sowore.
Take it back! Action! Take it back! Action! It's a man! Sowore is a man!
must use this opportunity to thank the organizers of tonight's here in Manchester. The organizers are so tenacious, to be at this event. They try everything they can to make me be at this place at this time. I was supposed to have arrived yesterday, but for some technical reasons, my passport did not arrive to me on time. So I missed the flight last night and got on the plane to be here. But on my way Airways flight to Manchester from Heathrow tonight that took me here, and I think we are here at the right time now. So please give them a round of applause for that. You know there's so many people involved, but Citizen AY has been relentless. He's been saying that this is his hometown and we can't go anywhere except to get here. We call her Dabo, who's been with us from the beginning of when we started as the movement, which is the Taking Back movement, before it became a political party 2 months ago. And the rest of you who have made this possible and those who are attending, leaving behind everything that we have been doing on Friday night to be here, thank you so much for coming. I came here not to give a long speech because I found out just as I was on my way here that I've been asked over 5,000 questions, and I've answered over 5,000, I've given over 5,000 answers. Pretty much within 8 months that we've done this, we've been asked every question pertaining to how to fix Nigeria, given a direct, correct, accurate, laconic, and precise answer to them. And nobody has been able to fault it, to the extent that we're the first in the history of Nigeria to have been everywhere where you can find Nigerians, both at home and abroad. We've been to 30 states inside of Nigeria, 30 states, and visited over 70 places inside of Nigeria in the last 8 months.
Take it back. Action. Take it back. Action.
So, also outside of Nigeria, we've done almost 70 events as well outside of Nigeria. And I mean, if you are running for the presidency of Nigeria and you find yourself in Australia, you know it's a serious matter. Yes. Not only did I find myself in Australia, for the first time, I was fed with kangaroo meat in Australia. And I mean, it is very good, I'll tell you that. And we did 4 cities in Australia about 2 weeks ago. And then we headed back to Nigeria and done several events ever since then. We've done TV shows, done radio shows. On a regular basis, we also had to attend to our own shows. We do regular live streaming on Facebook. AY does its own. We have a number of persons out there because we do not have the kind of resource and the contacts and the leverage that the 2 other major candidates have within the mainstream media. One of the candidates who has made a habit of looting Nigeria shipped over 400 people to Dubai a few weeks ago, just so that they can plan how to make Nigeria become a paradise for thieves. That was what they went to plan in Dubai. And the other one, who is lifeless, is also allocating over $1 to $2 billion already for this election. And so far, we haven't even raised up to $200,000. GoFundMe is still not up to $100,000. Our local account is still hovering around 30 million, but we have been able to reach everywhere in a way that is surprising to them. They don't know how we are doing it. They've asked, they didn't even ask. At the beginning they said, well, these guys will soon be out of steam. They won't take long. Some predicted 2 weeks. After that, they said, okay, we know that you are serious. Go and present us with the manifesto. We presented the manifesto that has a 10-point agenda of how to bring Nigeria back to life. Because Nigeria is practically dead, ladies and gentlemen. And they can't fault it. After that, they said, okay, go and bring us a political party. Of course, while we were looking for political parties, they went and bought all the political parties that we're talking to. The PDP got all the political parties we're talking to into what they call CUP, CUPP, which we call Cup of Sorrow. Yes. And And the moment they discovered that they couldn't trap us within that system, nobody has ever heard about COP ever since then. They paid an average of 50 million naira each to everybody who joined COP, according to what we heard. This is money that they stole from Nigeria. Right? After that didn't happen, they invited us to come and join a group known as PACT, which is Presidential Aspirants Coming Together. We got there, I told them that you don't need presidential aspirants coming together, you need presidential candidates coming together. They got upset, we left. That also did not trap us. They tried everything possible they can. And then eventually we had and got a political party registered. The moment we came out with the party, they started complaining about the logo, that it was not well designed as far as they are concerned. When they got over the logo, they started asking us if we have structure anywhere. And we kept telling them that, tell us the structure of PDP anywhere. Nobody could show us PDP structures, because they don't have any structures. Tell us the structure of APC. Nobody could show us the structure of APC. Outlets for pressing, harassing, and intimidating people. They use, public schools to rig elections. They use motor parks to, assassinate and kill people. And when we're able to prove that they have no structure, they now start accusing us of having no experience. And we broke it down to them that tell us the experience that Atiku had in 1992. When he ran for the presidency for the first time, he was 42 years old, with no degree of any discernible nature. So, what about Buhari? When Buhari came for the first time in 1983, he was 42 or 45 years old. So, which experience did this guy have? Nobody could defend that. Anyways, I'm telling you all of this because we've been through all of the motions. And everybody now has come to a position where truth has become self-evident. And finally, everybody is discussing. So, it's looking likely that these guys are serious. And it is looking likely that they can win this election. It is looking likely that they can debate. Because at the time, and I'm breaking this down to you, not to complicate the long speech, at the time, they even started challenging us. They said, the other young candidates have, one of them is an intellectual and he can speak English very well. Sowore is too street smart, And then one day they pushed the one they said was the smartest to us on TVC. By the time he was eviscerated, they said, maybe Sowore has something upstairs too. It is just to tell you that we have been there all around. On the street, we are the most popular in Nigeria, there's no question about it. On radio, nobody can match our ideas. On television, we are also look sometimes very telegenic, right? And now, the questions keep coming. Now, the country finally is ready to come to terms with a future of possibilities.
AAC! Take it back! AAC! Take it back! AAC! Take it back! Take it back!
And these possibilities are things that we are going to make possible from here. And other Nigerians are making them possible from wherever they are. I met someone on the train today who told me that, he came from California and he's also going to be in London for 2 weeks. So I just drove from Benin to Asaba and I saw your posters all the way from Benin to Asaba. And we did not have enough posters to even cover Lagos. I don't know how they got posters in Asaba. But it turns out that people are printing posters on their own. We just send them a JPEG, version, and they're printing posters en masse and pasting the posters everywhere they can find. People are doing grassroots mobilization on their own, going to houses, churches, schools. They're going to town hall meetings. Traditional rulers are holding meetings in their kingdom and saying, look, if you don't vote for this guy, I'm going to cuss you out. In some cases, yes. I will not encourage that. But the most powerful ones are those of you who are abroad, who are telling your people at home that if you don't change Nigeria, I'm not sending money to you anymore. Yes. And that is sinking in for a lot of people because we meet them on the road and say, what did you tell my brother? He said, we don't send money and we don't vote for you. Well, the thing is that we will keep our money too and go on vacation with them. We can use them to do other things. But Nigeria has been so destroyed that without your input, Nigeria probably would not be in existence today. The country of Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, this might sound very terrible news to you, is a country that has failed completely. Nigeria is a failed state. That is the truth, and that is the hard reality. And except we accept that as the prevailing truth. Yes. So, except we accept that reality, yes, we won't be able to fix the problem. And it will start for those of you who don't travel too deeply into Nigeria, but travel into Nigeria. It starts from the airport, right? There is no airport that I have been to in the course of traveling around in recent times that is as terrible as Nigerian airports. None. And I mean, we've been to a lot of African countries in the course of doing this campaign. I saw somewhere yesterday, even Rwanda now has a digitalized border between Rwanda and the Congo. You have to do fingerprints to get across the border. Nigeria cannot boast of a highway between Benin Republic and Lagos, Badagry. It's the worst. If you go to our schools, you don't want to think about it. Last week, I went on a train ride in Lagos. Probably you guys have seen some of the video footage from that. You cannot transport pigs. No, I'm serious. If you transport pigs in those trains, the animal rights people will shut it down. The windows are blown out completely. The thing is very, very hot, dingy, and muggy. But there are thousands of people who are traveling in those trains. In fact, the guys who we met at Yaba said, if you had come to Ijoko, which is the commencement of the train ride, that you wouldn't have found space because people have to stay on top of the train as well. When the inside is filled up, then people sit on top of the train in Lagos to move from point A to B.
AAC, take it back, take it back, action. AAC, take it back, take it back, action.
So, to fix this, our party, the African Action Congress, has introduced 10-point agenda. I don't want to call it an agenda because that's something you are used to from the old guards or the old cargos. But this is our own digital response to bring Nigeria on par with other countries around the world, to bring Nigeria and move it in the path of direction of prosperity, progress, and peace. And we call it Spicer Heat. Now that is to say for Nigeria to even start moving in any direction at all. Nigerians must feel safe within Nigeria. So security is our number one priority. Because nobody is safe in Nigeria right now. Number 2, power, electricity. Number 3, infrastructure. Fighting corruption, anti-corruption. E there, which is the Spicer, is economy. R is restructuring. H is health. Education is E. A, agriculture and tourism. These things are things we are going to do at the same time for Nigeria to reach
that space where all of you can start thinking about having your next vacation in Nigeria start from next year when we take over.
Take it back! Take it back! Take it back! Take it back! Awesome!
So, what am I telling you is that we are ready. We came ready for this even before we got the political party. In fact, we are so ready that if we have our way, we will encourage them to just hand over power to us so that we start fixing the country before the elections, right? But there's just no constitutional framework for that. But we can win this election very early if we can encourage a lot of our compatriots across the world to help support our dream, to help support our aspirations for a better Nigeria, to help us pull Nigeria out of oblivion into a nation state that can make the proud man, that can make the black man proud once again. Having said that, I have a lot of questions here, and with your permission, I can start to deal with some of them. Not all of it, because we have plenty of questions here. But I will make some attempt at answering some of the questions. Yes, maybe I'll start with the last one that just came. And this one is about Alimosho local government. It said it's big and youth, especially in the 3 estates, would love for you to come and engage with them. This are Beson, Gowon, and Shagari estates. Absolutely. That's not the question, it's a suggestion. It's well taken. I'll put suggestion on this side. I need to share a strategy to change the status of GoFundMe, of the GoFundMe figure. Okay, that's a suggestion. How do we get the mainstream television to talk more about your candidacy? How impossible is it to organize a 2 million man march in each state zone? We need to get to commit to updating our social media profiles with Sowore's campaign picture. Suggestion, we'll take that. I hope you guys are listening.
Yes, sir.
Youth unemployment is one of the chronic issues affecting our country. What strategies do you have to address it? Strategy is, one, to secure the country. We have security, but most importantly, our intervention policy policies in the power sector alone will employ over 2 million people. What do we mean? When we come to Nigeria, where we electrify Nigeria by bringing in immediately 24,000 megawatts of electricity, which can be done in 2.5 years. And if you doubt that it can be done in 2.5 years, you probably have read that Egypt just finished 17,000 megawatts in the last 2 years. It didn't take any magic to do it. It just took commitment, it took focus, it took innovation. And what was innovative about it? They combined solar, right? Combined gas, biomass or biogas, and they combined whatever they could find that could generate electricity, including cow dung, dirt on the street. And all of these projects they embarked upon in 2 years, 17,000 megawatts of electricity. Morocco is generating over 4,500 megawatts of electricity from solar energy. The same thing, the same thing with Tunisia. These things are no longer difficult to do. But when you don't have leaders who even understand how the rest of the world is moving along, it will be difficult for them to figure out how to do anything. 3 days ago, as I was going to mention, if you go to my Facebook page, I have a video there that I just uploaded on my way here. Thank you, sir. And it was about the blackout at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport that lasted for 45 minutes. So people are arriving, and they arrived there, and as their bags were coming out, there was no electricity. They were using hand to carry bag across to people. One is not safe to be operating at an airport in that. Secondly, it's a shame that in 2018, we cannot light up our airport to the point that we can successfully move back from the aircraft to their owners. When I came to London, before I finished the immigration protocol, my bags were out. I came to Manchester. As soon as I I got out of the plane, my bags were out. But in Nigeria, if you arrived at the airport, it probably take 2 hours sometimes. Worst thing is that they can't even air condition. I mean, there's no air conditioning at the arrival. So you have to start sweating it out from there. One pilot, the pilot who brought us on Virgin Atlantic today, said he couldn't power one of his engines. They had 4 engines in the A340 airplane. And he said something that was, both annoying but, also true. He said, well, I've asked them to bring an additional, because the airplane was hot, and he said there's a generator that is supposed to be on the ground to power the air conditioning of the plane when the plane is not, when the engines are not active. He said, I've asked them to bring an additional engine, but knowing Lagos, knowing Nigeria, he said this might take a while. And lo and behold, it took us an hour before we could take off from there, because that engine that they needed probably took them another 30 minutes to find it. It's just an impossible place. And to start to make it work, we have to find new people, new hands, fresh ideas.
AAC, take it back. Take it back. Action. AAC, take it back. Take it back. Action.
So to this question about unemployment, apart from electricity, the infrastructure that we want to bring to bear on Nigeria, fixing our airports, fixing the railway system, our schools, it's also going to bring about another 2 to 3 million jobs. And also the agricultural revolution that we want to bring to bear on Nigeria, the diversification of the economy that we have been planning inside of our minds will bring almost 5 to 6 million jobs right there within 2 years. And that's where all the young people will find work. Right now, the only job available for young people is election toggling. So everybody's getting set now for election. They are sharpening their knives and machetes. And yes, and they are buying them guns and bullets. They are importing uniforms, military uniforms into the country for the election. After the election, all these young people have to wait for another 4 years. While they are waiting, they engage in kidnapping, armed robbery, because they have to survive somehow. So that the country must break from this very vicious cycle of unemployment and the denigration and the degradation of its youth. And it's just something that will happen when we get electricity. There's a lot of innovative young people in the country, even in the technological arena. If you know what Nigerians are doing in terms of inventions, you won't believe it. Now they have their own payment systems that competes favorably with PayPal. There's also a Nigerian version of GoFundMe. But at the end of the day, as hard as these kids might try, they don't have electricity. They don't have broadband. The phone companies are ripping them off. When people fall sick in Nigeria, they can't find hospitals to go to. You want to do something, but the country is doing you in each time you try to do something. So the moment we get it right, the leadership that inspire, we get a lot of things happening in Nigeria. You guys will be surprised. I'm telling you, Nigeria is just waiting for that moment to turn on the switch. And the moment you reset the button and we get out of the default mode that we have been permanently in, Nigeria will become a nation that even you guys will be wondering, oh, wasn't I sitting around with Sowore last year here? And things are already working.
AAC, take it back. Take it back. Action. AAC, take it back. Take it back. Action.
And you know why? The reason why I'm very optimistic and confident that this will happen is also the way our political movement started. If anybody said to most people that after 8 months we become the most talked about political movement in Nigeria's history, nobody will believe it. So that tells you that by this time next year, it would be a different song for the country. Yes. And we will still be able to come here as well Because this time around, we will not be partying very hard. We will be shipping you guys to come and help at home.
AAC!
Yes.
Take it back! AAC!
Take it back!
Take it back! Action! Take it back! Action!
And the good news is that a lot of Nigerians who are out here want to help for free.
Yes.
Because most of us are tired of staying here anyways. That's the truth. No, it's true, man. If you do a poll of how many Nigerians want to go back home, it will be almost the whole house. So, don't worry. And by then, too, we'll have our own airline. The real one, not the Facebook one. Somebody asked that Nigeria has experienced a serious threat to its national security with loss of lives across the country over these few years. How do your government plan to restore security in our country? I mentioned it and I've answered this question 1,000 times. The reason why Nigeria is so insecure is because the security agencies don't want a secure Nigeria. Nigeria is the only country in the world where security agencies work against the security of people. Yes. I said it at the time and people were like alarmed. I said if I become president, a lot of generals will get fired. There's no looking back. I know them personally, having worked as a reporter. You know, when you find a general who is building mansions at a time that people are dying in the hands of Boko Haram and kidnappers and herdsmen, you know that they don't want the war to end. They are the ones prolonging the insurgency that you are seeing in the country. In fact, my research as a reporter showed that in every conflict that's lasted for more than 2 years in Nigeria, army generals or security agencies are supplying weapons directly to militants. They did it in the Niger Delta. They were shipping weapons from Kaduna to militants in the Niger Delta region, selling them. So these things are not new. When we come in, we'll get rid of all of them. There's no question about it. And bring in security agencies who are willing and patriotic to make Nigeria a safe country. But that also would include that we incentivize them, we include training and include proper equipment. I say to everyone with due respect, if you get to Nigeria where police refuse to collect bribe, Nigeria will start changing from that day. When you say, look, I'm offering you bribe and he handcuffs you, because bribery is a very serious offense here, right? And people will say, look, the police don't collect bribe anymore. So before you put a vehicle on the road, you have to consider whether it's roadworthy or not, whether it has insurance, and before you know it, accidents will reduce on our highways. Before you know it, even armed robbery will cease, because to rob, you know that it will be difficult for you to kidnap somebody from Kaduna and then drive the person to Warri, and nobody will ask you on the road. Because the police will no longer be smiling anymore. They are doing their job, but they are well paid to do it. They have the equipment, they have the vehicles. If they can't catch up with a criminal, they can get a helicopter to follow up until the person is caught. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria is not big and Nigeria is not complicated. But if they want to press the panic button inside of you, they will tell you that Nigeria is complicated. My response has been simple. If Nigeria is complicated as a claim, why is it so easy to steal from Nigeria? Yes. What I understand about complicated systems is that it's very difficult to navigate through them. But you say something is complicated and somebody will steal $1 billion from the place, nothing will happen. That's not a complicated system. That's a basket case right there. Or they say Nigeria is big. What made Nigeria big is because Nigeria is not integrated. You can hardly find 30 kilometers of highway in Nigeria that you can ride uninhibited. No, I've traveled in Nigeria, across Nigeria in the last few months. If you go up to 20 kilometers, you hit a crater, or a pothole, or something. There will be something that is there, or the road will suddenly just end abruptly, in the middle of nowhere. So it's the kind of country that they created. This is the country that the Buharis created. This is the country that the Atikus created. This is the country, the Nigeria of today is the Nigeria of their dream.
AAC, take it back! Take it back! Action! AAC, Take it back. Take it back.
Action. Nigeria of their dream is Nigeria of our own nightmare. Yes. It is time that we create a Nigeria of our dream, which will be their own nightmare. And the reason it will be their own nightmare is that they will be shocked that this is Nigeria that they have enslaved, that has broken free from them. And I say with due respect, I don't wish them bad, but I feel like if Nigeria starts to be okay, so many of these old cargoes will start dying off one by one, because they will have no place in a decent Nigeria. But in the Nigeria of today, that is they are under lockdown, they are surviving, they love it. This is Nigeria where they live forever. You see, if you look at Nigeria, there's a paradox there. Bad people live long in Nigeria. Good people don't last in Nigeria. There's something wrong with a country like that. So we need to change that narrative, we need to change that paradox, and create a Nigeria where every one of us with good intention can live long in it. You know, I just feel that, you know, this is possible. I say to people all the time that a brand new Nigeria is possible. Yes. It's completely possible, because I was around in the last 10 years. I studied as Dubai became what it became. Maybe in the last 20 years. I left Nigeria in 1999. I've never heard about Dubai when I left Nigeria in 1999. I started hearing about Dubai around 2005. And now it's one of the best places. I started hearing about Rwanda. Went through war, 20 years war. You go to Rwanda today, if you drop your wallet, you come back the next day, you meet it there. It has the cleanest city in the world. Okay, if you don't want to think about that, go to Ghana. In fact, when I did the train visitation, the boarding of the train in Yaba, we did the video and compared with Kenya, compared with South Africa and Ghana. All of them are better than us. In 2018, we have not even included Ethiopia. Ethiopia is building a train, I think a train line to Kenya now. That's probably going to be the best. They already have a intra-city train system. And we're struggling. But guess what? Which is very painful. You know, if you say Nigeria is bad and you want to fix it, the first people that will come against you are people who are the victims of the terrible Nigeria. Even on Facebook, the first people to defend the bad Nigeria are all these young guys who are suffering. And you're asking, is there any problem with you? What do you benefit? What do you benefit from this Nigeria that you come and defend and say that, we have train at all, half bread is better than no. Somebody will tell you that Rome was not built in a day. And I answer one of them, was Rome built forever? Nigeria has been under construction for eternity. If Rome was built that way, we wouldn't know Rome today now. In fact, Nigeria has been around for, contrary to our own position, Nigeria has been around for 100 years. Since more than 100 years. So 1960 was when Nigeria was granted independence. But as a national entity, whatever you want to call it, has been around since 1914, when the Southern and Northern Protectorate were combined together. And so many of the infrastructure you see in Nigeria today were some of the infrastructure that were created around that period. Nothing new. Nothing new. Even some of our friends on Facebook who try very hard to go and say that roads are being constructed, they can never present to you a finished road. It's the ones that are under construction that they give you. You know, I said, what is wrong? Why are we always under construction? In 1989, we're under construction. 1999, we're under construction. 2019, we are going to be under construction. When are we going to finish Lagos-Ibadan Expressway? That I knew about that road, not the construction now, but the fixing of the road. It's been on for 20 years. We just traveled there 4 days ago. They still haven't been able to finish it. But when you are passing the place, you will know that nobody is doing construction. Because you will still see, a caterpillar, as they call it there. One single one. And maybe two. And sometimes when you look at the equipment very critically, you know that the equipment that are there are not for road construction, it's just for decoration. Yes. Because on our way here, one of our colleagues was driving said, oh, there was nothing here in this Manchester two years ago. But now there are buildings everywhere. There's construction. Even as we were coming here, there's construction happening at night. You know, in Nigeria, you don't see that. You just hear that the contract has been awarded. It's a country of contractors without builders. That's the truth. Everybody just collect their contracts, collect the mobilization fee, disappear until another government shows up, they get another contract. Same place. Youth, particularly university students' age, constitute formidable foot soldiers in this election. Are you doing enough to galvanize them into this project? Of course, yes. Prof. Popola. We went to Ife, Obafemi Awolowo University 4 days ago. Massive attendance of our rally there. We had about 3,000 people, students, attend our rally. So we have the support of students, and we are going to visit more universities as we go along. But you know the government of the day, the moment they become too popular on campus, they close down the universities until the election. They don't care about academics. Say, what economy is changing fast and moving to digital era? What plans do you have to step up Nigeria to meet with other countries leading in modern economy? I just mentioned also digital production. When I mean digital production, I'm saying that if you look at the world today, the first 5 most valuable companies in the world are companies that are dealing in technology. But Nigeria is still living in the past. We are still relying on oil, crude oil. Some of you must have heard the biggest controversy around our candidacy. When one day I told them that forget about oil, start thinking progressively. You are growing cannabis in Nigeria. They said, you want to be selling wee-wee. This guy is crazy. You know. But while we are at it, it was as if that clairvoyance came too early. Canada, about a month ago, legalized marijuana. 2 weeks later, 70% of what they need is not available. Imagine that we're already a player in the game. That is $4 billion right there, just to supply Canada 70% of their need. You must have seen a young lady today that accosted me at the airport. That became a little controversy. She stopped me. She worked with me before on Sahara FM when we had the offering of the radio, an online radio. And she said, I cannot believe that there's a Nigerian who is bold enough to tell the truth about the value of cannabis. She showed me a vape of cannabis. She said, I sell it 36,000 naira, just one. And the people buying it are not regular people, politicians. He says, all these bishops, politicians, pastors, doctors. He said, those are the people I'm selling this to. Yes! 36,000 naira is how much to sell one. Not pastor, it's kind of like natural oil. Yes. You just take a vape of it and it calms you down. It's the kind of thing that Coca-Cola is trying to buy from Aurora. That they pay them $4 billion. So, but nobody's taking progressively to know that, look, this might just be the oil that you have been looking for right there. And Nigeria has the best. They call it cannabis sativa. That particular brand that is grown in Nigeria is the best. And they started asking me, do you smoke? Of course I don't smoke. But I don't have to smoke to understand that cannabis can cure cancer. It's being used right now it's the best cure for epilepsy. Right? But Nigeria, if a child falls down, if a child is epileptic and falls down in school, they start beating the child. Yes. They'll be beating the feet of the child back to life instead of administering what is now known as the best medicine. So we need thinkers as well. You know, our leaders don't think and they have no capability. The memory space, you know, the operating system cannot cope with the future that we are looking for.
AAC, take it back. Take it back. Action. AAC, take it back. Take it back.
Action. Somebody asked, how do you make sure elections are not rigged? You can only rig elections of people who want the elections to be rigged. You see, let me tell you, when young people are involved in an election, it's the most difficult election to rig. And we are seeing a lot of young people who have indicated that this is their own election because it's their future that is at stake. And if anybody is going to rig the election, I don't even want to tell the person the consequences of rigging an election that in which young people have interest. But this is not the first time they will rig election in Nigeria and the thing backfired on them. In 2015, the group that rigged the election the most lost the election. That was the PDP. And in 2019, the group that knows how to do see and buy, which is the APC, will lose this election. I have no doubt about it.
Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Action.
Can you tell us about the issues at Ooni of Ife's palace? I've answered this question too many times. But the better way to answer it is the visit of Prince Charles to Nigeria. Those are the people that you want me to go and be prostrating for. They are prostrating for a prince. Kings that are prostrating for princes, they are worried about me prostrating to them. Look, this thing is simple. Our future is not tied to how many people to whom we can genuflect or prostrate. It's tied to those who are willing to stand with us into the future. I have nothing against the Ooni of Ife, and I've said it that issue is past, and in the past, what happened has been explained. It was life, and as a result, I don't want to waste my time discussing the issue. We even went back to Ile-Ife, before we went to the university. We had more supporters in Ile-Ife 4 days ago than we had when we visited the Ooni of Ife. So that tells you something. So what is your views about reducing exchange rates? I have talked about exchange rates so many times. You know, the problem with our exchange rate is that we have too many exchange rates. There are about 4 or 5 of them. They have exchange rate for pilgrims. They have exchange rate for armed robbers. They have exchange rate for money launderers. There's exchange rate for students. We have to harmonize all of that. But the most important thing is that we must engage in production so that we can increase the value of our currency. We can show up the value of our currency. Is the only solution to this problem. Except we're able to address that, forget about exchange rates. And talking about pilgrimage, one of the things that we do as President of Nigeria is not to invest a dime in sending anybody to either Mecca or Israel.
AAC! Take it back! Action!
It's a shame that Zamfara State sends over 1,500 people to Mecca every year, but they only have 25 students writing JAM. Yes, that's the truth. It is wrong priorities all over the place. I have no problem with religion, but I hope that people will keep it private.
Yes, sir.
To themselves. Yes. What's your views about, you say, tell us about your degrees. You want to kill the other candidates. My answer is that if you put my degree on Atiku and Buhari, they won't be able to stand until after the election. So I have a WAEC. No, I have a WASC. It's the West African School Certificate. Then I have a BSc. That is the Bachelor of Science in Geography and Planning. And I have an MPA, Masters in Public Administration from all of these things, all of these degrees came from notable universities. the University of Lagos. I don't want the rest of you didn't go to UNILAG to feel bad. And Columbia University in New York. And I heard that our 76-year-old ancestor, Buhari, is still looking for his own certificate from WAEC. And I said it as if I'll repeat here. Buhari's certificate is not with WAEC. It's with Cambridge University. And they have indicated to him that anytime he's ready to collect it, he should collect it. And I'm here now in the UK. I can help you pick it up and drop it with him on my way back. The man simply did not write any high school exams. Otherwise, he will not be looking for a certificate where it doesn't exist. So those are my qualifications. I'm overqualified by Nigerian standards to be president. AAC finally formed a coalition because time is running out. What is your stand on LGBT? Finally, Eunice accused you of something on the free show. Please try and go to the radio station. Okay. So it's forming a coalition. The biggest coalition in Nigeria today is AAC. We call ourselves Zone 7. We are a coalition of the disenfranchised, the abused, the violated, and all of those things that happen to Nigerians out of the mainstream. That's the coalition. The ANC itself is a coalition of the willing people of Nigeria who are fighting towards revamping Nigeria with a revolution. So what is my stand on LGBT? I have said it that Nigeria has no business deciding who people sleep with in their bedrooms. Nigeria has no business sending anybody to jail simply because of their sexual choices or orientation. And it will not be the job of our government when we have rules to construct, we have schools to build, to now be sending police to be going to people's house. You used to be a man or a woman. You know, in a country where senators, governors are sleeping with 13-year-old people, which is against our own laws, and nobody is implementing and fighting them, you are planning to jail somebody for 14 years simply because of their choice in life. Everybody that has decided to exercise their rights in a way that is universally accepted will be respected within our borders as well. It's as simple as that. I don't get involved in this argument because, as you guys know, they're always looking for excuses to say, oh, he has come again. He wants to turn Nigeria into Sodom and Gomorrah. As if Nigeria did not exist before Sodom and Gomorrah. Nigeria is today's Sodom and Gomorrah. And it's not because people are gay, it's because people are corrupt. Yes, Nigerian leaders are morally bankrupt, corrupt, and they do, in fact, most of them are actually also gay. Yes. So many of these leaders that are talking about homosexuality, they are gay. Some of them are gay, they are bisexual, they are everything. There's nothing you can think of in this world that they don't practice in Nigeria, Nigerian leaders.
AAC, take it back. Take it back. Action. AAC, take it back. Take it back. Action.
With regards to Eunice, I do not waste my time discussing individuals. We have a political party. We have issues to trash out, not people who have personal opinions or differences with me. It is their fundamental right to hold opinions that are different from mine. They can say that the radio station, at the TV station, please, I support it. But I've checked and there's nothing concrete about those accusations. What is your view on the Nigerian Constitution? I've always said it, the Nigerian Constitution is a fraudulent document created by the military. And it is not and has never been legitimized or validated by Nigerian people. One of the things we do when we come to office is to change that constitution completely. And make it go through and make it go through a referendum, so that it will become a legitimate document that every Nigerian can be proud of or can use to defend their rights or whatever they think is necessary. It will be a document that will define even what they call restructuring of Nigeria. But first and foremost, that document must be of the Nigerian people, by the Nigerian people, and owned by the people of Nigeria. How do you tackle the problem of unemployment? We just talked about it. Sir, how many government positions have you held? Because Nigeria is beyond theories and ideas on paper and mouth. I have never held a government position before because Nigeria doesn't have a government. So the people that are holding positions are not holding governmental positions. You guys know how governments look like. Have you seen it in Nigeria? But I've had a lot of leadership positions, including being a student leader, being an entrepreneur, being a moral global voice, being an environmentalist, and I've done so many things in the last 30 years that nobody today who is contesting for the presidency of Nigeria can boast of that many things that I've done, even though I'm the youngest. I'm almost one of the youngest among all the contestants. Maybe I'm not the youngest, but one of the youngest. And even amongst our peers who are running, we ask them simple questions. Yes. Were you not here when they were fighting for June 12? They said they were around. What did you do? Nothing. Were you not here when they removed petroleum subsidy? They said they were here. Where were you? What did you do? It's nothing. But I have been part of every battle that has been fought to save the soul of Nigeria.
AAC, take it back. Take it back. Action. AAC, take it back. Take it back. Action.
My question is about the entertainment industry in Nigeria. So what will you do to support young talented Nigerians who are suffering and underground to find their way into their dreams and sustainable structure for those who have made their way into the industry? Well, the entertainment industry is a very, very important industry for us because that industry is what is sustaining Nigeria largely now. In fact, our entertainers are the only legitimate ambassadors of the country anywhere you go today. So we do everything we can to encourage more talents to come out of Nigeria. We invest in institutions that make those things possible. We end the censorship of talents and ideas in the country. One of the things I want to end is that government agency that tells you which song is good or bad. Yeah, because there are no bad songs, as far as I know. Because people can't sing bad songs. People who don't know how to sing cannot make songs. The moment the song comes out, it's never bad. So, but also there are financial incentives that needs to be that we can have out of in the country for people who have ideas in the entertainment industry, so that they don't die with their talents. A lot of people are out there who could have made Nigeria even a better place. There's no kind of song, any genre of song today that you can't find in Nigeria. The Nigerian movie industry brought Nigeria to the mark of the world when Nigerian government leaders were failing Nigeria. So everything will be done to sustain the entertainment spirit of Nigeria and the entertainment industry. And this is an opportunity to call on all the people in the entertainment industry who want to see a different future to support AAC and support our candidature. Because a lot of them are also hanging around hoping that they can collect money from Atiku and Buhari to sing for them. A lot of people, if they are not careful, those entertainers, their careers will die with this next election. No, it's true. It happened during Abacha's time. It took Shino Peters a long time to recover after he sang for Abacha. He never really recovered. Yeah. So we are watching the entertainers, and this is not a threat. We are the consumers of entertainment content. If they think they can take Nigerians for granted at this hour of need, well, they will hear from Nigerians very soon. The North have enough voting strength. Therefore, how do you want to carry out your campaign in that area? You just heard that our vice presidential candidate is from Jigawa State. And after we introduced him to the world, he has gone back to start working with young people in the North. What is very exciting, so that you know, is that even the North, they are more interested in new Nigeria than most people think. Yes, they want a Nigeria where they can be free of poverty. All those Amajiris that you are hearing about, they want to go to real schools. Northerners who are engaging in agriculture, they want to double and triple their production. In fact, a state in the North is the only state that is viable in Nigeria today, apart from the oil-producing states, and I think it's Kebbi. They are growing rice. Last year alone, Kebbi made 150 billion naira from rice. Yes, that is northern Nigeria. Because just one state. And everybody else is waiting for oil peanuts from Abuja, handouts from Abuja. So the North is ready to return back to real agriculture. They are ready to go back to school. They are ready to have great hospitals. They are ready to have great roads. They are ready to be part of a new economy and a new future as well. And they are ready to vote out the two old cargoes from the North, because Buhari is not helping any Northerner. Atiku has never helped any Northerner before. Atiku has a university in the North. No Northerner can afford to go to the university. Yes. American, I don't know the full meaning of the university, ABTU. That's no Northerner, no average Northerner can afford to go to his school. The water that he's selling from the North is natural water that's coming out that he's tapping and selling to the poor people of the North. So, how do you expect Northerners to vote for such a person? So they know these people already, that they are the perpetrators of poverty, not the alleviators of poverty. And Northerners are ready for them. And they have embraced us. You have seen some of our clips traveling in the North on YouTube and Facebook. They have embraced us the way we never even thought they could embrace us. Take it back.
Take it back.
So you are asking us about like minds. That we have involved a lot of like minds, and I don't know where to start. But we have a lot of like-minded Nigerians within Nigeria and outside of Nigeria who are part of the movement. This movement has grown faster than any movement that I know in a long time. That's the reason why you guys are sitting down here this time of the night on Friday. And you don't have any plan to go anywhere anytime soon. That tells something. Somebody asked me, do you believe in restructuring? Of course I do. Absolutely do. But not the restructuring that's going to be done by the old guards. I have said it several times. If you think Buhari is too old to be the next president of Nigeria, you should also be worried about the old people who are clamoring for restructuring. The question they ask in broken English in Nigeria, we say, what will be their own for restructuring? Somebody will be 84 years old. What does he want to restructure Nigeria for? When you are closer to your grave, you should be restructuring your grave. Not, you should be restructuring the burial ground where you want to sleep for eternity. Not the Nigeria that you destroyed when you were younger. Our kind of restructuring first is going to be economic. The empowerment of Nigerian young people is the first restructuring that must happen. In fact, the empowerment is such that it's political. When young people become the president of Nigeria, become ministers, governors, then they will meet together and decide on how to restructure Nigeria. But the Nigeria that is going to be structured by a 79-year-old man in Afeni Ferry, how is it going to look like? Is it going to be digital or analog? What strategies do you want to employ to revive the economy? Because we've answered this before. We have always said it, and I'll repeat it here: without electricity, forget economy. Without security, forget economy. Without infrastructure, forget economy. If this event was happening in Lagos and the party here was somewhere in Ojuelegba, and I arrived at the airport at the time I arrived, by this time I wouldn't have been able to reach this place. And this is something that's supposed to not last more than 15 minutes, driving from Lagos airport to Ojuelegba. But there's no way in Lagos we could have reached there at the same time we reached there. What is the difference? Infrastructure. We even met traffic on the way, but we didn't. I think there was an accident. Before we got there, they had cleared the accident. The road was free. If there's an accident of that nature in Lagos, now tomorrow, we won't be able to pass that place until tomorrow. It's unbelievable. So to revive the economy, you need to get in the game of production. But before you can produce, you need electricity, you need infrastructure, you need security. This is that simple, you know? Yes. Yeah, I'm impressed with your courage, but do you think campaign overseas will have any influence on the outcome of election? Absolutely. In fact, if there's any reason why our campaign is so effective, it's because it has put an overseas and local dimension, the diaspora and local dimension working as a state pari passu is what has made that. Otherwise, we have no single advertisement in any TV station in Nigeria. We have no single jingle on radio, but there's nowhere you get to. People stop us on the road and say, Mr. Sowore, how is it that I got a call from my brother in America about you? So the conversation is going on. People are calling people at home. Not those ones who are planning to impose sanctions on their families if they don't vote. It's also the diaspora that forced a lot of people to get their PVC. Yes, and a lot of diaspora people have also gone home to get their own PVCs and are planning to go back home to vote as well. So it's infinite in terms of the value that this whole local and overseas events are taking on us. And other people have tried it. It's just not easy for them because they don't have a strategy on how to engage the diaspora. You saw article, they brought him to, what's that place in London? I bring them to Chatham House. In the middle of the conversation, his battery died. The transmission went off. They had to bring a Reno Mercury to come and restart his brain in the middle of the conversation. So they cannot even come to the diaspora because, look, already we have already answered about 20 questions. And I didn't open book. This one is from up here. How can Buhari do that? How can Atiku do that?
Take it back! Take it back! Action!
So when elected, how do you guide against being impeached by the Senate if you don't have enough rep by the Senate? We are getting elected to lead Nigeria. I am not planning to be elected as a Senate president. And I have said it before that if Nigeria finds a great leader, every other person will fall in line. Yes. Senators, House of Rep members, therefore Nigeria cannot be afraid of them or continue to be afraid of them. They are supposed to be working for Nigeria. Nigeria cannot be working for them perpetually. So please don't worry about that. The moment we get to work and we are building roads, bridges, train, railway lines, and a modern nation is being built, forget about any Senate that is not working. People will recall them. In fact, maybe in the middle of the whole thing, people say they don't even want a Senate anymore. Abrogate the Senate. Whatever the people want is what will become supreme and must prevail. Don't worry about them, but just so that you know, we also have candidates in AAC for senatorial positions, governorship positions, House of Representative positions, and also State House of Assemblies in the next election. We just submitted all the forms to INEC. We have almost 10 senators. And I asked a question the other day that in Nigeria, do you know 10 senators that are working in the interest of Nigeria? No. You can't find 10 Nigerian senators that are working in the interest of Nigeria. In fact, it's difficult to point to one senator in Nigeria today that is fighting for Nigerians. They are only fighting for their pocket and allowances. This 13 million. One of them even had the audacity last week to say that 13 million naira is too small for them. Yes, it was in the newspapers. And these are the people that are saying that 30,000 naira is too much for Nigerian workers. Criminals. We are students that are still at the very back of the room, we're given ordinary water. I feel this is very rude and segregated like this. They said that some student at the back of the room who said that, is it here or?
No, it's not here.
It's not here. Was that at Ife? Okay. Where do you see Nigeria in 10 years and when do you see yourself in 10 years? In 10 years, my entire hair will be gray. Right? I would have worked so hard. But, in 10 years as well, Nigeria would have become such a great country that all of us can be proud of. In 10 years, we will remember this day with nostalgia that we were part of history.
Take it back! Take it back! Action!
Next president, sir, what are the strategies we are planning to boost economic growth if we eventually get there? Answered. What are your plans to boost economic growth? How do you intend to reduce unemployment? Already answered. What is your take or stand on the current minimum wage? It's not enough. Our minimum wage proposal is 100,000 naira per month. And we have done our research and figured it out. And in fact, we should be ashamed of paying people $300 per month. When unemployed people in Turkey are taking home $600 per month. In Turkey, this was announced last week, anybody above the age of 65 in Turkey is entitled to take home $600 per month. In Australia, every 2 weeks an unemployed person is paid $600. Every month they collect $1,200 unemployed. So our minimum wage of even 100,000 naira is a shameful amount of money, but it's a good starting point. And I just read on my way here, the governor of Gombe said that Gombe State, which is not an oil producing state, can afford 66,000 naira minimum wage. On my way here, I just read it. Gombe State said they can afford 66,000 naira minimum. Nigeria definitely can afford 100,000 naira minimum wage. In fact, right now, we are giving money to people who are not working and underpaying people who are working. Most Nigerian senators don't go to work more than once a week. They take home 13.5 million naira every month. If you want to have an idea of how bad these guys are, we created a salary comparison tool on our website, Sowore2019. You can go in there and compare your salary to that of a Nigerian senator. One guy who is receiving, I think if you are receiving 100,000, it will take you 7 years to make the amount of money that the senator is making per month in Nigeria. If you are collecting minimum wage of 18,000, it will take you 30-something years to make the amount of money that the Nigerian senator is making per month. We have reduced this to a science. I don't know what to ask. Well, you have answered, but please get a united front for Nigeria. This is Triple J Bedford. Thank you, Triple J. Sir, I want you to give an outline of plans to make you part of the government. Answer this so many times. This is the government of the youth, and it's going to be for young people as well. The moment we are elected into office, you will never hear of a chief of staff who is 76 years old. It's not possible. We are going to appoint young people to man the country, and then we'll take care of our old people. No doubt about it. They deserve our support and care. Yes. We will institutionalize social security. What is the possibility of future coalition with other political parties? Open. In fact, we are attending a meeting next week to explore those possibilities, but that will not stop our own, because we are already a coalition of the willing. Going by the way Nigeria government is being run, how do you intend to effect change or changes through the election next year? How do you intend to cover all forms of malpractices using cases of Osun and Ekiti election as a case study? Again, we are mobilizing people to become conscious, educated, and prepared to confront see and buy, which is what happened in Osun and Ekiti. I say it and I repeat it here. The party that won the election in Ekiti in 2014 did not win the presidential election. That's the PDP. So I'm making a prediction to you that the party that won Ekiti and Osun, which is the APC this year, through fraud, will not win the presidential election next year. Our party will win the election next year. Politics is like going to war and need strategies. What are your strategies to beat and demoralize the act of rigging of elections? I'll say here that I've spoken a lot about this, but something is important to tell you for those who are asking the same question. Nobody worth his salt will reveal all his strategies at once in advance. So some of the strategies we'll keep to our chest. If we don't win this coming election, what will be your next plan towards the realization of a better Nigeria? We need a revolution. Do you agree with this? Yes, we need a revolution. Somebody asked me, are you running for election or are we doing a revolution? I said, whichever one comes first.
AAC, take it back. Take it back. AAC, take it back. Take it back. Action.
Ms. Ali, please, could you contact Mommy Esther Board to provide support advice for a political campaign? I think I heard about her before. She's a very interesting person. Richard, are you going to ban the use of generator in Nigeria? The moment we provide electricity, the generator will ban itself.
AAC!
How are you going to ensure that history is part of the curriculum in schools? They say our youth are very ignorant. We only need to listen to them on social media to understand this. Atiku was implicated in money laundering charges in 2010 by a Senate committee in the US. Yes, some youth are still campaigning for it. Well, that's the reason we should have been teaching history. But the people who are articulating actually know history. But they decide to ignore it because of their own selfish interests. There are some people who are working for Atiku who are professors. You cannot tell me that the Nigerian professors don't know history. They know history, but they are manipulating history. But history will not be kind to them. Religion is one of the problems holding Nigeria
back. Yes, it is a very sensitive topic. How do you plan to tackle this influence change in belief? Accidents happen, people start praying not to be involved. But nobody talks about solving the causes of accidents. It's true, religion is very, very sensitive topic in Nigeria. Well, you know we have been dealing with topics since we started campaigning as well. Because we are campaigning religiously as well. But the fact is that, look, and I'm saying this to those of you who are watching and listening. If you leave Nigeria and you live outside of Nigeria just for 1 year and you still keep going to church, you know that even your prayer points are different. Because in the Nigerian church on Sunday, you have to go and pray to God to provide transformers for your neighborhood or for NEPA to bring lights. But when you travel to places like Manchester, your prayer point is, how do I pay my electricity bill?
Take it back. Take it back. Action. Take it back. Take it back. Action.
Somebody said, I saw a video of you at the airport with the officials trying to extort you. That's similar experience too. What will you do to clean up corruption at the airports? Technology will do it. So look, you use me as an example. They used to extort, they used to ask me for money, they never extorted money because I don't give. So I keep recording them, and now I've reached a point where they say, when they see me, another guy will get camera, they carry over. Keep your secret camera. When they ask you for money, if everybody started uploading their experience, they will not do it again because they have families, you know. They have, and they get fired. The moment it becomes public, they lose the job. So just, your cell phone is most powerful tool. Just set it up. Okay, how it be now? You have something for us? No, I don't have anything for you. Why don't you have something for us? Because you are not supposed to be begging people who are traveling abroad. And if anything happens after that, when you are done, just upload it on YouTube or Facebook. That's it. Your career don't finish with that. As a teacher in the UK, it amazes me how the curriculum changes every few years to move with the trend and development. What plans do you have for the current backdated? I'm sure you are talking about outdated curriculum in Nigeria. It can't be applied to today. Let me tell you, my small story, a friend of mine said, passed very well in Nigeria. I think he had the first class. Went to the US and he tried to teach in a US college. I think he did chemical engineering, but when he left Nigeria, he was still doing IUPAC. You guys know IUPAC, right? When he got to the US, students were teaching him, his students. So it's just to show to you the very, very urgent necessity to redo our education curriculum. It's not only outdated, it's obsolete and archaic. I'm also a teacher. I've taught for 8 years in the US. And I tell you, Nigeria to tomorrow, the curriculum is still dependent on cramming and doing final exams. Whereas other schools around the world are more interested in what you learn in class, how you participate, and how you attend classes. That's why an average Nigerian students, instead of reading their books, they'll be looking for Babalawo to give them a pen to hold in the pocket. Nobody does that anymore. A lot of things, we need to change a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen, about Nigeria. But it has to start with the leadership. You see, you cannot change the curriculum of education when the leader of the country is not educated. That's the truth. You must have the level of education that will help you understand how the world is changing. We don't have those kind of leaders today in Nigeria, unfortunately. Part of your strategy's focus is infrastructure. Which infrastructure will take priority once you are elected? This one even did multiple choice for me. Power, energy, water, wastewater, railway, light rail, wireless technology, broadband, drainage, flood defense.
Well, it will be power energy, 1, railway light rail, 2, wireless technology, broadband technology, definitely, drainage, sanitation, and flood defense, definitely. Water and wastewater is for me sanitation. So all of the above. Talk about corruption. How do you hope to stop it when you get into power within the higher chamber? In terms of education, what are the strategies you hope to put into the structure? What will you do to equate Nigeria's education with that of the United Kingdom? Thanks, Ojubo, Peter. So corruption, there's no big deal about corruption. In fact, corruption is the easiest to fight as long as the leadership is not corrupt. With technology, I use the example of Nigerian workforce, for example, every year, Nigeria is always purging itself of ghost workers. But with technology, do you need to be purging yourself of ghost workers? You just need at the door or the entrance to the office a fingerprint technology or a retina technology. It exists already in banks in Nigeria. So everybody that is coming to work, that is officially a worker there, we just use their fingerprint to enter the office. At the end of the week, you know who came to work and who didn't come to work. That helps you fill out the ghost workers. But they will never do that because they are sharing the money with themselves at the top. So there's a lot of things technology can do. There's e-procurement, for example. People can bid for contracts without physically being around to see officials because those evil interaction with civil servants in Nigeria is 50% of our corruption. I want to go and see a guy at the top. Let's meet somewhere. But if you eliminate the interaction, or for instance, if the university needs computer, do they need a contractor to go and buy computers? It's just a matter of ordering it on Amazon or eBay. It will be delivered directly to the university and you share it to whomever. But you see now opening to bidding, where you can go to office marks that cross from. In fact, the university should be selling computer to the public. In the US, I buy my own laptop from my university, where I teach. But the University of Lagos today, if they need computer, they will go and give it to a contractor. Then the contractor will go and buy the computer, and then they will go and buy fake computer. In fact, the contractor may not even know what specs they need. That's the problem in Nigeria. So by the time you eliminate all the middlemen and all these means of engaging in corruption will be wiped out. And we have a brand new system. Thank you. I've answered more questions than there are plates of food in this house. So, and I've been traveling all day and it's about 11 o'clock p.m. I guarantee you I have stamina to stand here till tomorrow morning. But I've been advised to take it easy so that you can do proper fundraising, which is why you guys are here tonight.
AAC! AAC! Take it back!
And I've just counted, out of all your questions, we only have 7 left. Yes. So, we'll just take a short break from answering questions, and I can eat too, right? I've looked at the table, I haven't seen snacks like Fufu and Eba on the table. Well, thank you. MC, you can take over for now. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. Take it back. Action! Can I hear you one more time? Take it back. Action! Thank you, Majesty.
Thank you very much. AAC! Take it back. Action. Now, who was excited listening to all of the answers to those questions? Who was excited? Come on, you can show me a little bit more excited. Who's looking forward to a Nigeria that actually works? A Nigeria that you can enter Nigeria from the airport to air conditioning, and you can walk through without anybody asking you for anything. Your luggage comes on time, the conveyor belt's not broken, and you can actually take a taxi just by leaving the airport. You can take a taxi without fear that the person's going to rob you before you reach your destination. You can leave the airport place without people sticking guns into your car. Who is looking forward to a Nigeria like that? A Nigeria with a difference, a Nigeria with a change, a Nigeria that at the forefront of technology, a Nigeria that at the forefront of information. Who is looking forward to a Nigeria like that? I can't hear you all. Who is looking forward? Right, okay. So, AAC? Take it back. Okay, in order to take it back, ladies and gentlemen, you all are important to this process. You heard from the man himself that it's the influence that we in diaspora are having on the people in Nigeria. The average Nigerian, yes, they have the internet when they can charge their phones, that's if they're hungry tonight. They've got the internet, they can see the posters around, but a lot of people don't take time. I mean, people have seen the social media clips when they do vox pops on the street and they ask Nigerians questions. Have you heard some of the answers they give? Have you heard some of the answers they give? Right, so average Nigerians are not really that well informed, are they? And they're relying on the information that we give them in diaspora. So we have the power. AAC?
Take it back.
AAC?
Take it back.
Take it back?
Action.
Okay, so the action comes from you, ladies and gentlemen. The action comes from every single person in this room. You see, you don't realize that you're actually more powerful than you thought before you walked into this room this evening. You have the power to influence several Nigerians in Nigeria. Just by you making telephone calls and talking to your people. Just by you uploading stuff on your social media. Because you know your people in Nigeria see this, don't they? And just by you saying to them, if you don't vote for him, I'm not going to save you any money next month. Simple. So you have the power all to make this change happen. So ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for us to dig deep into our pockets in order for this action to start taking place, because it's only by what we put down to influence that figure, that bottom line figure, that would be able to make this dream a reality. I am seriously looking forward to going to Nigeria without a hitch. But right now, when I think about going to Nigeria, 1,000,001 questions pop up. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start this evening's fundraising. I have a few things that I would love us to bid for. I have a few things that I would love us to bid for. But thank you very much to the people who have already started the process this evening. Can I have a round of applause again for the wonderful people who started the process? Our VIPs who are sat on the high table, we appreciate you. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, how does it feel to be up there? How does it feel to be sitting next to the president of Nigeria in 2019? Does it feel good? Wonderful, wonderful. Right, ladies and gentlemen, you all who are sitting here also, I have a treat for you. How would you like it if in 2019, when our aspirant, Mr. Sowore, actually wins the election, and in 2019, you are his special guest at the inauguration ceremony in Nigeria? How would you like that? Oh, I can hear a few wows. Think of it, just picture it, just picture it. How would you like that, ladies and gentlemen? Wow, right. Who would love to fly all the way to Nigeria? I don't know if you choose to go business class, first class, and be picked up from the airport in a lovely vehicle of some kind, and be taken to the location and to be ushered in. You know, in Nigeria, you know how they do protocol. They're very good at protocol, aren't they? Very, very good at protocol. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Especially when they know you've come from the UK. Yes, sir, yes, sir. And bowing and lowing and everything, take your bags. And you are placed at the front, right at the front, as a special guest of the president. Ladies and gentlemen, I am giving you the opportunity to bid for one of these very sought after positions. So we shall start the bidding for the first ticket, because I have a certain number of these tickets for 2019. So we'll start the bidding for the first one at £200. Don't all rush at once now. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, who would like to be there 2019 as a special guest to the president in Nigeria? Come on, ladies and gentlemen, starting at £200. £200. Over here. So, what's your name?
Ade.
Okay, Mr. Ade, you can see yourself sitting there next to well, looking probably face on at him, because you'll be able to probably sit next to him there. In Nigeria next year, you can see yourself there? I can see you there too. At £200, anybody willing to go higher than that? So was that you're going higher than 200? I saw, did everybody see that?
Yeah.
I saw that. You want to go higher than 200? Before you went, don't worry. Anybody going higher than 200? Higher than 200? Any takers higher than 200? Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we have to dig deep. In order to take action, we have to take action with our money. Only with our money can the action be taken. Do we have higher than 200? Going once at 200. Do we have anybody higher than 200? See yourself in Nigeria 2019 special guest of the president. 2019, 200. Anybody higher than 200? Going twice at 200. I can go a little bit further, just a little bit further than 200. Anybody? Okay, at £200, can we give a round of applause, please, to Mr. Ade? £200. You can see my dear sister over there, and she will be able to take that from you. Okay. AAC. Oh, you've gone quiet now. Ladies and gentlemen, has that food gone down too well? AAC! Take it back! Okay, I would like to actually acknowledge the presence of a great woman by the name of Madam Tawa Omoyele, and she's the Deputy Woman Leader of AAC UK. Can you please give her a round of applause? Can you stand up, please? Oh, there she is. Look how beautiful that lady. Please give her a round of applause. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next item on our list for auctioning tonight, I have a calendar, an AAC calendar. And seeing as you're all groundbreaking people here tonight, you can feature on that calendar. I've got 12 spots, January to December. Just tell me any amount that you'll pay and you'll feature on that calendar for AAC, and it's going to go viral. Remember, it's going all over the world. You and your family or anything that you want to submit will be on that calendar, and it'll be a piece of history. So you can have any spot from January to December. You can tell me any amount that you want to take for that. How much could January go for? Let's start with January. Anybody shout out any amount for January? Do you understand what we're doing here? It's a calendar for AAC. It's going to be going everywhere across the country, across the world. You can have your picture in there, and it's a piece of history. It's something that will remain forever. You can have your picture in there. Starting from January, any takers for January, any amount. Just tell me any amount that you'll pay for January. Yes? We've got £100 here for Madam Howard. £100 for January. Thank you. Can you keep running with that?
At the back.
February, representing True Security, paid on the back.
True Security February for £200. Thank you very much. Do we have March? Anyone in the room for March? March. Marching towards the change for Nigeria. Anyone for March? Do people prefer different months? Anybody want to choose their month? April for anybody? April? March? Okay.
Roberts.
Here we have Madam Harry Roberts, £50 for March. April? Anybody born in April that wants a feature in April? We've got 2 people in April. Do you mind? You can have April and May. What was it? April? Who else has to be April? Okay, so how much would you like to give for April? We have £200 for April. What's your name, sir? Ifeanyi Raya. £200 for April. Sir, for May. And what was your name, sir? Mr. Patrick is giving £50 for May. We have June? Okay. Oh. We have £100 for June. What's her name? Miss Corriday, £100 for June. Okay, sir. We have May. Okay. We have another £100 for May. Mr. Theophilus, £100 for May. So it's £150 for May. Mr. Theophilus, £100 for May. And then £50 from...
So, what's
Oh, you're not together? As in friends? Okay, so...
not really. No.
So,
Someone has to pay.
right, okay, so you are willing to pay £100 for May. Could you choose another month? Okay, that's fine. So, okay, Mr. Patrick has May for £50. Mr. Theophilus will take another month. Who's recording for me?
You guys doing this. Can we take the money now because we have card machine in the building?
We have a card machine. We have an ATM machine in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
We have card machine.
We have... I've only just found out. We have an ATM in the building. Come on, we have an ATM in the building. I'm sure you can withdraw up to £900. Since you're business owners, I believe. So we have an ATM. So we have May accounted for. June we have by Miss Corriday. July. Okay, can I please have a round of applause for these 2 gentlemen who have just donated £250? AAC? Take it back? They're putting their money where the action is. They want to see action in Nigeria. So they have donated £250. July, I have July. July.
Payment table for cash machine, for card machine.
Okay.
We are taking payment with card there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've actually got a, I think they call it a POS in Nigeria, don't they? It's a POS system, a card machine, and you can actually swipe your card and make it easier than going to the cash point. So we've got a cash point in the building, and we've got a card machine at the back there, so you can just make your payment by card. I've also got this lovely, beautiful lady here, Dr. Kike. Please, round of applause for Dr. Kike, and she's carrying this lovely box. So if you have cash, you can put it in here also. July. Anybody would love to feature for July? Would you like to feature? Would you like to feature for July?
Oh, sure, why not? I wanted you to go a bit further because I want to think on behalf of my team to do.
Oh, so what month is it? So carry on, okay. July. Come on, all the queens are born in July. Any lovely ladies or gentlemen who are born in July and would love to feature for over here. Okay, so how much would you like to donate? We have Mr. Pedro here who would like £50 for the month of July. Mr. Pedro, £50 for July. Can we please give him a round of applause?
Card or cash? Card or cash? Card right there.
Okay, also I have another donation from Miss Divine, Mrs. Divine, and she's donated £100, ladies and gentlemen, please. Okay, August. Comrade Joe, are you in August, baby? Are you giving me your card? Oh my. Okay, for the VIP table, can I have the POS system, the cash?
We need to be charging it at the same time, so.
The card machine. If you just give me your PIN number, I'll do that. It's fine. Oh, I'm sure I could do better than him, definitely. Are you sure?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please can I have a round of applause for this handsome man, Big Diamond, and he's the son of Comrade Joe. Okay, can we have a round of applause for Comrade Joe? He's donated £200 for August. You should have given me your card though. You want to do August as well? If you can go better than 200.
Oh, there's another August there.
Yeah, if they're bidding on it, you can go higher.
You can go higher than 200. Don't worry, there's other opportunities. Other opportunities. Okay, so we've done August. September. Any fall, babies? Fall. September. Let me just remind this lovely lady here. September.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. Yes, September. Okay, so.
On behalf of my two daughters, one is September 6th, I'll be putting £200.
Can we have another round of applause for this lovely lady? Please, she's amazing. Please. September has been done. October. Any takers for October? October? Any takers for October? Is it October you wanted to?
I can donate money, yeah. Maybe not that much.
Maybe not right now, the second.
Not now. At the minute. Are you getting the money now or just?
If you, let me think. The problem is, would I be able to track you? GPRS scanner. I'll take your telephone number. I'll need your wife's telephone number. I need your children's. I need your mom's telephone number. I need your dad's telephone. Everybody's telephone numbers. No problem. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. So what we did that for October? And how much would that be?
£50.
£50 for October, ladies and gentlemen. Any other takers in October? Okay, November, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we have £50 for November, ladies and gentlemen. And we have arrived at December. So quick. We have £250 for December, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Kike, where's Dr. Kike? Okay, thank you. What was our bid for January? It was £100. And it's been paid already. All of them have been paid.
Cash or card? Who is the person?
We went to January. We went to January. We've got everybody. January was the same amount of money as yours, but I have other items that you can bid for on the auction. Okay. Okay, we've got a challenge for the January post. Where's the January person? Where's the January person? Okay, so there's a challenge for your spot for January. And how much are you willing to display for? So we want, they're willing to give 200 for January.
Do you want to go higher? 250.
Oh gosh, 250. It's going for 250 now for January. Right, it's 300 now for January.
300 now for January.
Can I support her?
Yeah. It's allowed.
Yeah.
350 for January.
Okay. 350. She got it. So you need to open the money cash or card?
400.
400. 400. 450. 450 for January.
500.
500 for January. 600. We're at 600 for January. 650.
Yeah.
700?
700.
700 over here.
750 over there?
700. 720.
720. 750.
751.
751 pounds for January. 751 going once.
Yes.
720.
No, 751.
51, sorry. So make that round it up.
To what?
800.
800. We're on 800. 800 going once.
Yeah, we'll take the payment now.
Going twice. And it's sold. 800 pounds. That's what I'm talking about. Action. We want to see the change. Who took April? Who was our April? Over here. Does somebody want to challenge April? Anybody want to challenge April? Because I'm looking to make more money for AAC to make sure Nigeria has a future that I'll be proud to tell my children. We're going to Nigeria, and they'll say, "Yeah, mommy, I can't wait." But at the moment, it's not like that. I heard a testimony today of a 9-year-old child who went to the Nigerian High Commission in London. And as usual, who's been to the Nigerian High Commission? Please put your hands up. Who's been? Who's been? Every time you've been to the Nigerian High Commission, who's witnessed fights there? Every time. Who's witnessed fights? Who's witnessed disorganization? Who's witnessed frustration? That's just at the High Commission. Imagine when you get to Nigeria. So the child saw the fights, saw the disorganization, saw the frustration, saw the fact that something that was supposed to happen within a day, they had to stay in London for 3 days in order to sort something out that should have happened within a few hours. And that child said, "Mommy, if Nigeria is going to be like that, then I don't want to go." And that child has never been to Nigeria before. So I think that's a really sad thing for our children to say, "Oh, they don't want to go there." How are we supposed to keep our legacy alive if our children are not interested in the country and they see this country, which does not support anything to do with our children? Ladies and gentlemen, am I lying when I say that this country does not support our children, our African Nigerian children? This country does not support our children. They train their children, but they tell us not to train our children in this country. So we need to build our country in order for our children to be able to enjoy their legacy. So that's the reason why we're doing this. So, ladies and gentlemen, no challenge for April?
Challenge for April.
Are all the other months safe and secure? Any challenge for May? Any challenge for June? Or July? Who was December?
I think someone is
December, £250.
Cash or card?
I'll pay here before.
Okay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this evening, I'm sure some of you might want to take some pictures with our president in the future. Some of you might want to take pictures. And you all know he's been traveling for many hours, don't you? And you know he's been traveling, globe-trotting all around the world. So he's quite tired and he does want to sleep. So I'm going to limit the amount of pictures we're taking this evening. And you can pay for a picture. Yeah. What are we doing? AAC? AAC? Take it back? Right, so action. You can pay for the picture. And he's only going to take the pictures that have been paid for. Any other photos photobombing or selfies or anything will be dealt with by these lovely gentlemen over here. So, and I tell you, they don't play. They didn't even let me through. Can you imagine? See, he's not even smiling. So, picture with our future president. Any takers? Who wants a picture this night? Okay, over here. How much, sir? How much are you willing to pay? £100. £100. Action! That's what I'm talking about. Is that cash or card, sir? Okay. Anybody else? Picture with our president.
He's number one for pictures. Can we have someone to make it?
Over here.
He's number one to take picture. He's going to pay.
How much, sir? How much are you willing? £50? Yes, of course you can.
Okay, £50 number 2. That's your time.
Thank you. Can I have a round of applause for this gentleman, please? Oh, hold on one minute.
Sorry.
Sorry, did you say you wanted to do it now? Any more pictures with our president?
Yes.
Any more pictures? Oh, yes. Anybody else?
We need to write that down.
Any more pictures with our over here? Okay, who's next for a picture with our president? Okay, sir.
How much is it?
£100 for this lovely gentleman. Please come on, ladies and gentlemen, we do better than that. £100. Thank you very much. Action, action. AAC.
Take it back.
Take it back.
Action!
Okay. Anybody else willing to take a picture? Okay, well, oh gosh, I can divide myself here. Can you just give me 1 second, sir? Over here. Okay, here we have a round of applause for this lovely gentleman here. We've got the donation of £20.
I got £20 per picture. Students. It's gyro.
Tell everybody your name.
My name is AB.
Okay, I need everybody to please make a lot of noise for this student, AB. Because he is sowing into the future with his donation. Do you understand in this country, students are not really on much? Do you realize that?
Yeah.
So he's putting what he has into this campaign because he believes that his future is in this campaign and in Nigeria. So thank you very much, AB. Thank you, AB. Okay, and AB, by the way, you see that picture? Twitter, Instagram,
Yes.
Facebook,
Yes.
all of the above.
Yes.
Snapchat,
Yes.
Snapchat,
Yes.
Snapchat, 24/7.
Yes.
Until this camp 2019 is over. Every day upload that picture. Any more pictures of our president? Over here, we have over here. Can we have a round of applause for this gentleman here, please? We have a donation. A donation here for a picture of our president. Anybody else? Anybody else? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. These pictures are well sought after. Remember, when he's the president of Nigeria, you will be able to look out this picture.
More pictures. No free photo.
Okay, Mrs. Divine, with her £100, is taking a picture. Can we have a round of applause, please, for Mrs. Divine? Dr. Kike, can you please have Mrs. Divine's name down for a picture? She's paid £100. She's over there, she's paid £100. Thank you. Okay, over here. This beautiful queen. Okay, we have Miss Folake Adeleye, please. She's a student. Can we please give her a big round of applause? Again, I must reiterate that students in this country is hard. Yes. It's not easy being a student because the little money you got, it's got to go far, and you still got to use your brain to study, and you're still thinking about how you're going to pay the bills, and how you're going to take time to work, and how you're going to do everything. So please, can we have it written down for Miss Folake? Any other pictures with the president to be? Any other pictures? Any other pictures? Ladies and gentlemen, anybody else willing to take a picture for a donation? Any other pictures? Ladies and gentlemen, okay, the next item, over here for some pictures. Ladies and gentlemen, my namesake again is ever so generous, which is donating a further £20 on top of the 200 for a picture with the president. Please give her a round of applause. Any more pictures with our president, sir? Okay, we've got Miss Adiola, who's also paying for a picture with the president. Please give her a round of applause. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, another piece of history for you to have your hands on this night. I'm going to ask our presidential aspirants to sign one of these beautiful t-shirts as modeled by this lovely gentleman here and this lovely lady. He's going to sign the back of it in very beautiful big signature. So you can own that and it will be worth money in the future. So get your thinking cap on how much you would like to pay for that piece of history that will be made this night. And the people who have paid for pictures, would you please make your way over to this side here, because we're going to take the pictures to this place over here now, please. If you've paid for your picture,
I've got the list here, by the way.
We've got the list of all the people. Please can you make your way over to this side and we'll take our pictures. So remember, you'll be getting the pictures as a soft copy, so you can use it for social media purposes, and you'll get a hard copy also, I believe. The calendar pictures are not taken. I'll get back to you on that one. Okay, any more pictures for the president? You will see pictures up? Sorry? Any cost that you can levy. Okay, so hold on, sir, 1 moment. How much is anybody willing to pay for a signed t-shirt by the president this night? You get your t-shirt and you get it signed, starting from £25 at that. Your t-shirt with a signature, big bold signature on the back. Anybody at £25? £25 for a signed t-shirt? haven't got your t-shirt, but you might as well have yours with the signature on the back. But this is a special one, it's AAC. Okay, so Madam Talwa's having a signed t-shirt at £25. I still have pictures being paid for. Dr. Kike. So can you please help me with this lovely lady over here? Please. She's paying for a picture, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, John, I can shoot you guys ready now. Mrs. Kelly, your turn. Then the last person is Mrs. Adiola. Mrs. Adiola, any other person for picture, please? Has any other person paid for picture?
We have these two gentlemen. They paid $250 earlier. Yeah, it was just a donation, so they
Okay, they want to go together.
Can you stand back, sir?
No, they're going together.
Then Comrade Henry should be getting ready. She should give me, she's got it on me. She should give me now.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get hard copies of the pictures. So obviously we'll send you a soft copy and a hard copy. What I'm going to need you to do is to contact the office, the Take It Back office. We have the details. We have the details for Manchester, for the Manchester Take It Back office. If you contact them, they'll send you your hard copy photo and they will send you the soft copy on your email. Actually, you all put your email addresses down, didn't you? So we'll just send them to your email addresses. Is that okay? Let me see, I'm just trying to see if the information is on here.
Next. Who's next? Okay. Is this your home? Comrade Kike. Comrade Kike. Can I have the list?
It's all right. It's me now. It's me now.
Yes.
Any more coming?
Yes, please. I have the list now. Comrade Patrick. No, Comrade Robert. Comrade Isaac. Yes, sir. Go for it, sir. Comrade Isaac. Comrade Christian should be getting ready. Comrade Comrade Christian, your turn now. Your turn, please. Go for it. Comrade Christian. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Can you move them back? Move back, guys. Can you move them back? Please. Please take out.
Comrade Christian, please go for it. We need to go. Bring it like it out.
No. Excuse me. Are they together?
Okay, please.
Can you all move back, please? Yeah, you can do it.
Comrade Patrick. Comrade Super, that's the last one. Comrade Super, get ready.
Yeah. Is that all?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Can I ask you please to have your seats if you've taken your pictures, please? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you've taken your pictures, please can you have your seats? Please, just so we can do this in an orderly fashion. Please have your seats. We're not done yet. We will be done in the next few minutes, but we're not done yet. So please have your seats if you've taken your pictures. Of course, the VIP table, you will be taking your pictures. VIP.
Guys, can you please wait? Can we just please wait for the guy to bring the official photographer to take? Is that what we're trying to do?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please can I ask everybody to have a seat for me, please?
Okay, fine. Well, are you taking pictures? Okay, let him take a picture. Just wait.
Emma Bolek Bebe. Please have a seat. Please.
Let's do this orderly. Let's just do this orderly. No, just wait.
Go through the back. Go through the back.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's standing here. Have we all taken our pictures?
Did you take it?
Okay, have we all taken our pictures?
Yeah, quickly, let's just...
Oh, students, did you guys pay for your pictures? Did you pay?
Yeah, but you guys you're running through.
Okay, is there anybody who paid for their picture? Have you taken your pictures? Has everybody who paid for their picture taken their picture? Taken their picture?
Can we sit down, please? Can you get them to sit down?
seat for me, just for one moment, please. I'd just like to acknowledge.
Where?
Earlier on, it was before. That time I stood there.
Hang on, this guy is asking for anybody seen a phone? What? Anybody seen a phone?
What phone?
His phone.
My phone, yeah.
Okay, could the organizers of this program come and take a picture now, please? All the organizers, come and take a picture. Can I have all the organizers of tonight's event, the organizers of the program, please come and take a picture.